In 2019 I bought a scrap Bowman 234 locomotive and brought it back from the dead and also made a tender for it. To be clear, although I've renovated this toy, it is actually 90 years or maybe even a bit older of age. This is a funny one. From the day I renovated, rebuilt this Bowman 254 or whatever it is, it never actually occurred to me to either run it or indeed see if it would run on my garden railway. So today we're going to have a go and see what we set fire to. This is the spirit tank and burner removed from the Bowman 234 locomotive. As you can see, there's a square spirit tank. This device is an air release. That's a hollow tube, just swivels very loosely. That's the little nut that screws the tank into the bottom of the cab. There are 6 burner tubes. At the moment they don't have wicks in. And interesting one for the health and safety jobsworths in the current age. The top of the spirit tank is surmounted by a lump of lead, presumably to give some counterbalance to the locomotive. Interesting one, that. I'm just testing the burner for the Bowman 234. I've roughly packed the wicks. They're clearly not of the right length, a bit too high, but anyway, to see A, whether it will burn, and more importantly B, whether there are any leaks in my repaired tank. And I'm pleased to say there don't seem to be any leaks anywhere. So hopefully if I stick this in the locomotive for a test, all will be well, but I do need to trim the flames down a bit. Having watched a few videos on YouTube, these things are notorious for running away at breakneck speed. There is a bit of weight in the homemade tender that I built, which may help to control it a bit, but we'll see. It doesn't have a regulator. Depending on what I make of this, it would be an easy job to make a regulator, but I'm not going there just yet until I see what happens. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, time will tell. But as you can see, I'm running the engine on what claims to be 99% pure clear methylated spirit, as opposed to the watered down rubbish you seem to get in the garden centres and the DIY shops. Oh my giddy aunt. Worry. Well, the YouTube video said it was an express. They weren't far wrong. My God. Another sort of interesting thing I've discovered about this Bowman locomotive, the wheels are actually cast iron. I don't know if you can see, but I've actually machined the sort of flanges on these two driving wheels to make them a bit thinner, because I'm having a bit of trouble on the garden railway. You can see the original thickness here, which is massive. This clearly was never intended to run through points, I guess on a bit of indoor rail. The other odd thing, when I was taking these wheels off, that I realised is that the original cranks were set 180 degrees apart. I've sort of put them back like that, but I'm not going to, when I do it again, I'm going to put them back at 90 degrees, which is what you would normally expect to see on a locomotive. So I don't know what that's about. So I'm going to do that. It shouldn't affect anything, but it just seems better 90 degrees. And I've got to get this. I mean, the amount of side play, and the driving wheels were the same. I've now put some washers here so that they take most of that out. But the amount of side play, I think, is also an issue for the garden rail and the point. So I've got to get these wheels off, machine these flanges down to a more reasonable thickness. Interestingly, they're not identical, and that's as presumably they came. They're not. That one's thinner than that one, so I guess manufacturing. Machine them thinner for the garden rail, and when I reassemble it, I should put some washers behind this as well, because I can't think that's doing a great deal for preventing derailments on points on the garden rail. So there we go. I haven't shown it in this video, but there were one or two incidents with derailing before I remachined the flanges to the wheels. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope it was of some interest, if only to the tin toy collectors.